It's the Ed. What's going on, the Ed?
Hey, what you kids are doing?
How are you, the Ed?
I'm all right.
Now, you bet against Pitt this past weekend, huh?
Yeah, of course I did. I win it all the time with it. Every game I had against them, and I went 3-0 in the tournament betting against them.
Well, I guess if you were looking at beyond the money line, I guess they didn't play their best basketball pretty much through the tournament. But first things first, the Ed, Blue Horseshoe, say hello to each other once again.
What's going on, the Ed?
Hey, AccuScore guy,
now,
guy,
Dave, I will preface it that our rivalry is similar to like the rivalries that the kids like in WWE. It's all made for it's all hype. Behind the scenes, we get along great.
What relationship do the two of you have behind the scenes? The Ed?
I don't know. I'll mash him in the mouth if I seen him. I don't care.
I was a guest on his show and was treated very nicely. Even sent him a hockey puck.
Oh, did you? Now that is sporting of you. And of course, it's the Ed's SuperDeluxeWebsite.com if you want to check it out. The Ed has a lot of stuff going there, the good side and the bad side. He puts people and the people who are on the good side. It's self-explanatory. You want to be on the good side. You don't want to be on the bad side. I've shown up on the bad side too many times already, but the Ed has a lot of great games going up there. I encourage you to pay it a visit. And what am I talking about? We didn't talk about Zach, we didn't talk about AccuScore.com, of course, 10,000 simulations of every sort of game as baseball season's about to get going, as the NBA and NHL are winding down. Go check that out. But for the tournament and for these Final Four games, 100,000 simulations going on there. So definitely pretty accurate. How did AccuScore fare in the Elite Eight games, in the Sweet 16 games?
God, I have to crunch the numbers, and I probably should be better prepared since we have an audience here. I know we went 32 and 23 for 58%. To this point in the tournament.
Not bad. Not too bad. And the Ed, how have you done? Has it been a landslide winning for you in the tournament, or has it been 50-50?
No, well, the only big upset I had that didn't work out is I had West Virginia roll into the Final Four, and they messed me all up. But
oh yeah,
other than that, I did pretty good.
Wow, but if you had Huggins boys going all the way to the Final Four, your brackets couldn't look too good.
Well, just that one part. I still got 3 other brackets left. I got 2 of the Final Four from my original, and I think that's what the AccuScore kid got too. He got 2 of his original Final Four on his. So we about the same.
Yeah, but you don't have to pass the buck though. 2 out of 4, that ain't any great shakes.
Hey man, your bracket, I don't even think you even have nothing in there, because I know you had Pittsburgh winning the whole thing.
No, I didn't. Oh, maybe I did in that one. I did.
Yeah, you did. Look, you got about 50,103 brackets. It don't even make no sense.
No, I do generally do only the one bracket and then enter it in 17 or 20 different places. But this time I did give it a wrinkle. I forgot which one. I do have Carolina going all the way in the one, so at least that's alive, but I have no chance of winning any of them because I did have Pitt in the Final Four in every one of them. I had Louisville. I just couldn't see. That's the kiss of death. If I look at the brackets and see a number 1 seed that shouldn't get any competition in their region, you know they're going to lose somewhere, and that's what happened to Louisville. How did that Michigan State team beat them? It's crazy, huh, Horseshoe?
Well, what I've said all along, and I just kept on being wrong until I was finally right. Louisville is a team that's kind of blessed with too much talent, and they don't value the ball. And it's an absolute embarrassment to win a game by 40 and come back 2 nights later and lose by double digits. I don't care who you are; that's just embarrassing. So it's not surprising. I watched that game on Sunday, and when Louisville was winning 10-9 and relying on those 3-pointers early on in the game, but there was 10 minutes gone by, I said, Louisville's in trouble because there's no way that they should only have 4 field goals this early in the game. And oddly enough, I was right. I mean, Louisville, you can beat them simply because they rely too much on talent and the ability to get more possessions off the press and off the break. And it's how it goes in every cliche. When you punch a bully in the mouth, they buckle. And Louisville folded with 15 minutes left to go in that game. I
would talk about being wrong consistently, and when I'm wrong, I say I'm wrong.
When I'm wrong, I say I'm wrong.
Thank you, Orback. But, I just thought Michigan State was a phony because they were as I've said a million times now, they're in the Big Ten. Who cares if they were in the best team in that lousy conference? And here they are now.
Wait a minute, man. Big Ten is great, man. I don't know why you talking trash about the Big Ten.
I thought there were about 3 good teams in the conference this year.
Nah.
All right. Well, listen. Teams, traditional powers like Indiana and Iowa, obviously were zeros this year. So where Tubby Smith and his Gophers were a nice story, but they aren't exactly world beaters. Michigan was fine. Wisconsin was fine. Purdue, fine. Nothing special anywhere there.
Different style ball, man. They played a good defense.
Listen, I watched plenty.
They ain't got to run up and down and do flips and do jumping jacks and all that stuff down the court, man. They just play the ball and pass it around and look for one kid, pass the other kid, he pass the other kid, he look for the other kid, and he shoots and he scores.
Wow, that's it.
When he comes down, the other kid plays defense, he guards that kid, then he'll guard another kid, and then they'll guard him and they'll stop him.
Well, you make the game so simple, Ed. That's you really have an ability.
I'd be a great coach.
Ooh, well, that's something. Wouldn't that be a treat for you to take over a kid of a group of like middle school kids and whip him into.
Memphis hiring right now, I think, but I think the Pittsburgh coach talking about taking that job.
I don't want to talk about that. That is a distinct possibility. I would not be surprised to see Jamie Dixon follow in the footsteps of Calipari and go for move on to the supposedly better program. But as I've already talked about,
supposedly that's a fact.
Well, I guess historically, yes, but look at what Jamie Dixon's built at Pitt. Does he really want to start fresh in the desert? I don't want to talk about that. We can worry about that later.
Memphis ain't in no desert. What are you talking about?
Oh, in Memphis. I'm sorry. I thought you said Arizona. Cause
no, Mark Few getting that job, man.
Listen, I do not, if he went down to Memphis, that would be a real mistake. That would be outrageous. What a slap in the face after everything that he's built at Pitt. And by the way, he's got some great kids coming in there next year. I think they're going to be a little down, assuming they lose DeJuan Blair to the NBA, but that's not a lock that he's moving on. But anyway, let's not get into that. Blue Horseshoe, you start first. Let's break down these 2 games there. And they really are objectively, as I step back from it, I'd rather see the word Pittsburgh written down somewhere in this Final Four. But all right, we have some good games here. Let's start with the team that is essentially now playing with a home court advantage, I suppose. Michigan State going up against UConn, who I think we can all agree has looked better than anyone in this tournament from start to finish here. How do you see that one going, Horseshoe?
Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to combine a little AccuScore opinion with some of my own.
Okay, good. Do that, and let me just lay this out for you, that UConn is giving 4 points, and the total on the game is 134, which actually strikes me as kind of low, but I guess they are 2 good defensive teams more than offensive. So anyway.
Kind of low. We have that fit game going over 57% of the time, so our game, we project over on that. Here's my feeling. I wouldn't buy into the home court advantage too much, simply because home court advantage only counts if that game gets into the last 6 minutes. And it's a good possibility that UConn could dominate that game, could have a similar situation like they did with Missouri, where they get up and then Missouri makes runs, they get up and they make runs. I always look back at these home court advantages. I look back at Texas last year as a 2 seed playing in Houston against Memphis. And home court advantage or not, they got run out of the gym. So it's going to really be up to Michigan State to put it together a first half like they did against Louisville, and then you're going to have a guy like Suton remain getting hot. Really, they're going to have to be big on steals and narrow the turnovers if they're going to want to stay close. We have the score 69-68, UConn winning. Personally, I think UConn's going to do a little bit better than that. AccuScore likes Michigan State plus the points. Me personally, I'm not too fond of it. I think that's the game that's going to have a little bit more distance and in the final score, and I don't think Michigan State advances.